Welcome back to 33-year-old boomer ranting in his grandparents' house. Dates don't have to cost any money. Let's talk about it. So, I've spent a lot of time in London, about 15 years actually, more or less. And as you might know, London is a very expensive city. And in my time, despite enjoying Linux and enjoying computers, I may have been on a couple of dates here and there with real women, real life women. And pretty much every single date that I've been on has been either free or close to free. And I think that you don't have to spend a bunch of money in order to impress the other person. I suspect most of my audience is male, and so this will apply to you as well. However, if you are a female watching this, this is something that you should consider as well, because it might be the case that you might go on a date with a man that you really like, and he might try to impress you. He might try to throw money at you to show that he cares, and you can tell him that, hey, you don't have to do that. That's not a good idea. Because I watched a guy on YouTube give me some really good ideas, some really good advice on how to do free dates. So, how do you do free dates? The number one easiest thing to do is to go on a walk in the park. Walking is free. Parks are free. You can grab some snacks if you want to. Typically what I would do, for example, when I used to live near Richmond Park, which is this beautiful, beautiful park in London. And typically what I would say is, hey, I'm going on a walk tomorrow or whatever next week. I would go there all the time. If you want to join me, you're free to come along. And depending on how far away she lived from the park, if she had to travel for quite a bit, or if she had to spend money to get there, I would offer to get us some snacks. So I get us some, I don't drink alcohol, but, some blueberries, some pistachios, that kind of stuff. And so, because she had to spend money and time to get there, whereas for me, it was a relatively short walk. But you don't have to even do that. You just go for a walk in the park. Chances are that there's a park somewhere near where you are. You can go for a walk. You can do a picnic. Again, typically I wouldn't do a picnic on a first date. That's more of a second, third kind of date. Picnic isn't really a first date type of affair. But I would only offer a picnic. But I will only offer a picnic if she had to travel quite a bit longer than I do to get there. Then it makes more sense. But generally, picnics are more of a later down the line kind of thing. It's more of a commitment. Now, you might say, but Christian, what if the girl that I ask out, what if she doesn't want to go for a walk? What if she wants to go to a expensive restaurant? What if she wants me to spend hundreds of dollars taking her out? Don't. Unironically, just don't. Is that the kind of partner that you want? I mean, think it through. If she's getting you to spend hundreds of dollars on your first date, what is that relationship going to look like when you've been dating for months or years? I personally would not want a wife who wants me to spend money endlessly. And it's not even about having money or not having money. I want a wife who wants to build a life together. And that involves, I think that involves being frugal and being clever with your money, no matter how much money you make. This isn't about being poor. This isn't about not having enough money. I just think that a good wife would be far more interested in building a life together and building a strong bond, as opposed to her wanting purses or, I don't know, whatever those kind of women want. I think that's something you should consider. A second idea is exploring a part of the city that you live in that neither of you has been to or she hasn't been to. You can treat it kind of like an adventure. I mean, especially if you live in a big city like London, there's so much of it that you can just, have you been to this part? No, let's go explore it. We can, we can walk, we can talk, we can drink free water from a from a water fountain, whatever you want to do. But you can frame it like an adventure. It's not a boring date. No, it's an adventure. You're going to explore a part of the city. And of course, this involves spending no money whatsoever or spending very little money to get on public transport. A third option, and this keep this one secret, okay? This one's really good. The secret third one is go on Google and see if you can find any farms, any like animal farms around where you live. Because many farms will have some sort of touristy kind of aspect to them where you can go and you can pet goats or whatever. You can pet some cute animals. You can pretend not to be scared that the goat's about to bite your hand. You can be real manly about it. And this is the kind of a bonding experience that is simply impossible to have over some Mackies or whatever. Oh, can you imagine taking someone to McDonald's for a date? Please don't do that. It's like it's not even about Right, anyway, go and pet some goats, go and pet some sheep or whatever, some horses, some cute little horse, some of those short Icelandic horses, not the big scary ones. If it's the right kind of woman, if it's the right kind of girl, or if you're a girl and you're watching this and you're dating whoever, if it's the right kind of person, someone that you could build a life with, they're going to be really on board. They're not only going to be okay with it, they're going to be super on board with it. They're going to be, oh my God, this is so cool. Or maybe you just have to be attractive. Maybe that helps. But maybe they're more likely to say yes because they think you're attractive. That could be a factor as well. But if you want the right kind of woman or the right kind of partner, someone who you can build a life with, someone you can trust, someone who has their head on their shoulders and who doesn't want to waste money on frivolous, silly things, then give them a little test. See if they want to go on a free date. You don't have to frame it as a free date, of course. Just say, let's go for a walk for the park. We're going to look at some birds or some deer or whatever. There's a lot of deer in Richmond Park in London. We can go, propose things that involve spending little to no money and see what they say. If they're down, they're probably a really good person to date. Free dates are the best. And if it doesn't work out, well, you're not going to be short hundreds of dollars, are you now? See you in the next one. Bye-bye.